Hello and welcome to Trigger Warning. It's Thursday and we're back again because we did something really bad in a past life. I'm joined tonight as ever by Graham Booth.
Did the phone sound? Wait.
Oh, well done. Try again. There we go. It's been said I'm often a bit cruel to Graham, and I think it's time we actually showed our appreciation a little bit, because week in, week out, he's here doing this gig, looking after Stephen's show, and it's not easy because he is busy. And why are you laughing?
I'm just a bit overwhelmed right now. This
No,
is nice.
and
Everyone's
I know that most evenings you prefer to drink lager, listen to Screwdriver, and talk about the white plight and things of that nature. So I think it's good that you can take a day off from being a shocking Nazi to come and hang out with us, where you're only a marginal Nazi. He doesn't even Holocaust deny on a Thursday, which I think is very good of you. That should get the YouTube AI interested.
There you go. They generally scan the first 5 minutes.
There we go. Let's get it all in.
I mean, 6 million's a bit of a sus number. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying, was it that many?
We've also got a couple of studio guests in who are remaining anonymous and off camera, but they did want to just pop in. They watched the show. They watched the other Old Feet stuff. It's lovely to have you guys here. It's been a pleasure meeting you both. I will misidentify them later on and just give you fake names, basically. But I'm very glad you could join us. It's been a pleasure meeting you both, so it's very much appreciated. Who's in the room? Let's have a look. We got Stephen Englander, of course, who did his show tonight. If you're in business or just interested in anything like that, it's definitely a lighter-hearted look at business, and he abuses Graham horribly. And that's every Thursday at 7 p.m. UK time on the Alt Feed channel. But who's in? We got Aphid Lip, everyone's favourite creepy uncle. We got the Vapist, Gorgeous George Begonia, Rob Fitz, Happy Dog. Who else we got? Benny Ramone, that's quite a new one. Biscuit Vapes, Fat Belly. Meg Harnett, how you doing, Meg? Hope you're well.
Can someone just tell Benny to refresh the page? Because
is Benny getting excited?
I think he's not got a stream. Just hit F5 or whatever it is, mate.
Hit what, mate?
F5 or something.
What happened there, mate?
I don't know.
All go wrong, did it? Hey, fucking mushmouth. My good soul's in as well. Lovely to see you, fella. Mark Wilde, of course, he was down with us last week.
Yeah.
Hanging out was last week, wasn't it? It was definitely last week.
That's what he says, and I'm trusting him on it.
You're going to have to go in, because the week before we didn't do one, did we? We took a week off, which was nice. Rick Kerr EW, who apparently said a record number of migrants landed in Dover today. Record number. Fantastic. See? Smashing records, that's brilliant. And of course Last Dance, who I might have said hello to once already. I always seem to say hello to him twice. He's, I don't know why.
Very important question from him as well. Is Happy Dog married? Should we dox him? Tell everyone all the things we know.
I think Happy Dog's other half is a fucking saint. I don't think she needs doxing. Valium, maybe, half the time dealing with him, but, right, yeah, so nice to see you guys there if I missed anyone out. By the way, on this channel on Saturday night at 11 p.m. UK time, some other time, depending on what godforsaken shithole colonial mess you live in, Smoke Steve does his international pub. Do go in, hang out, and everything else. And one more thing, if you're in the UK and you're in business, go to accountsdirect.co and sign up with them, because they're better than your accountant. They're what help us keep the lights on here and everything else, and they will look after you. If you're in the shit, they'll get you out of the shit, help you stay out of the shit, which is nice, and just help you make more money, which apparently is a very good thing, so I'm told. So definitely do that, accountsdirect.co. If you don't want to contact them directly, you can come through me. It's fine. Drop me a DM on Twitter if you like, and I'll hook you up with one of the guys there, and they'll take care of you. So make sure you do that. A few triggerists have now, haven't they, Graham? It's been very successful.
Yes, we've not had any bad reports. We've had good reports. It's spreading out like a wonderful thing now.
We don't pay attention to good reports.
I only listen to the complaints, and so far I've had nothing to do.
To be fair, there's no reason to come to me with a complaint anyway. Never paid attention to one of those in my life.
I get them though. Whenever anyone's like country ass internet stutters ever so slightly, I get a little DM. The stream's fine. I'm sending them photos of the stream health and everything.
I don't think it's any good you blaming everyone else, Graham.
Yeah, all right.
I think it's a habit you could probably do with getting out of. He's fucking insufferable, I'm not going to lie. It never fucking ends. I mean, I know this is like, you know, I'm trying to do a good thing, get him on a straight path, to be less ableist, racist, transphobic, homophobic, all that other shit. But I'm struggling. His ego. Have you had a good day today, though, Graham, yeah?
I have actually. You know, I've had a bit of a bad week. As you know, that girl, was it Kaylee, whatever, the 3.5-year-old that got beaten to death by her own mother, sent me on a dark road.
It did. It sent you right under that, didn't it?
It did. I've been phoning you up, telling you how sad I am. Going, I'm going to have to adopt a kid now to make things right. But I've even got an appointment with the adoption agency. But tonight's cheered me back up again. It has. I don't know how, because Stephen was awful.
I don't mean to sound any kind of ist, but I really hope that they let him adopt. And that it's a 16-year-old black lad that's 6'4" and fucking hates white people. Right, we've got many things to talk about tonight. He's brought his friends round, Aiden. Took me telly. Oh, if only dreams would come true. Oh!
What?
Got to put my readers on. Going to boom her out here. You'll like this one. Just come through. Let me find my bookmarks. And ignore the private message from Smoke Steve, because I've already plugged your show. It's all good. The Supreme Court in New York has sided with Project Veritas. They will be permitted to depose the New York Times after a motion for stay was denied. This is all over the New York Times telling their journalists not to report on the Wuhan connection with COVID-19 because that could be racist. So Project Veritas dug that proof out, and the New York Times filed to shut them up, and apparently the court's gone, no.
You know, if you go in Project Veritas in their offices, they have a whole wall of the legal battles they've won, because they get smeared and shut up so often. And I think they did have a couple of dodgy things at the start, but they've been rock solid, man, rock solid. Good for them.
I did. Always good news. Always good to see the sort of the mainstream media getting poked in the eye. I do like a bit of that.
The good thing about them now as well is they get smeared and people, you know, just ignore them. They're the whatevers. They're false. But they're getting whistleblowers at CNN, at New York, you know, actually in these places, getting audio. I mean, didn't they get like the big boss of CNN just on camera, just hours and hours of him, just all their secret plans and all the shit, and it's like, oh no. Yeah, good luck to him.
I love a bit of that.
Yeah, damn right.
I love a bit of that.
I might have guessed that, yeah, considering your checkered history.
Makes me very happy. Makes me very happy. So, I mean, that is great news, though. I mean, EW said they can appeal, and they will appeal, but usually in cases like this, there's a chance the judge will point out that an appeal is completely fucking stupid because they're trying to silence the press for freedom of the press. I don't know. I just hope they push through it. But the thing is, by the time they've appealed, this is out there now. You know, just not even Veritas, just being covered, and they're explaining what it's about in the people that are covering it. So it might be a bit silly to appeal that and spend all that money to hide something that's now in the public domain, which tough shit. Fucking racist to point out the connection between Wuhan and fucking COVID. Really? Kung flu.
Oh, I miss Trump for shit like that.
I do. It was when they told him that, wasn't it? And he repeated it. Someone said something, Kung flu. Kung flu. I had a little chuckle. I miss Trump. I used to love his tweets. Every day I know I'd wake up to pure entertainment.
Yeah.
It's been removed from me. Just a bunch of whiny twats with blue hair now. Talking about the lady dick.
The last 2 years, I had an experiment that I never stopped where I just unfollowed him. And every time I opened Twitter, he was right there. He was always there.
I didn't unfollow him once.
Did you not? No, I didn't. I just thought...
I followed him and clicked notifications.
I want to know the 4 a.m. ones.
Well, he was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. A politician that was fun to watch. Especially when he was all in caps. That's my favourite. I'm really angry now. So I miss that because Joe Biden's fucking horrible. Yeah, I mean, Trump, don't get me wrong, Trump was horrible, but at least he was interesting. Joe Biden's just this creepy, confused old man that sniffs people and passes shocking legislation.
Yeah, one of the first things Biden did was bring back segregation. They call it affinity groups. And it's spreading more and more now.
Did that, told women they didn't matter.
Yeah, it's insane. I'd rather the rude tweets and the weird pen on maps to try and fix things. I'd rather that and good legislation.
Yeah, and all them cool gifts of the executive order book when people have put their own stuff in there. I miss that. Have you noticed no one does that for Biden?
No.
No one does that for Biden. And there's fertile comedy ground there for senile ramblings.
Have you seen as well, there's no more kids in cages because there's so many kids, they can't actually fit the cages in anymore. No, they're just in big rooms. And it looks like the old, you know, when you'd see the old slave ships, like from above, and the way they pack them all in to sleep. That's what it's like now.
Of course it is.
There's no cages. But
everyone blamed, everyone blamed Trump for that, but wasn't it Biden and Obama that brought those in anyway?
Well, they're still going.
Saint Obama.
Yeah.
I sound like a Republican now.
This is the thing. People think you are.
I'm going to go live with my family in Texas and buy a gun. Fuck it.
Nice.
Buy 2 guns. Fuck it, buy 50 guns and start a YouTube channel. Shoot watermelons.
Hayden, if you leave the country, what the fuck am I going to do for work?
They're not going to let me in America anyway, dude. It doesn't matter.
No one's going to hire me, ever. No, but at least you've got a spitting chance of it. You're a lively guy. You're gone. What the fuck do I do?
Not my fucking problem, is it?
What do you do? Well, I just drive the desk for no one and just sit here.
Crying.
So, what have you been doing last 5 years then, Graham?
Missing my friend.
We did the triggering. We triggered people. It was a lot of fun.
Now he shoots watermelons on a YouTube channel.
He's moved on. And please hire me.
Smoke Steve says there was a weird video with Joe Biden recently wandering around the White House. It was bizarre because someone pointed out the way and he kept on fucking wandering home. Oh, that poor old man. That poor old man.
I said it months before he was nominated. It's elder abuse, man.
It's shocking. It's the way they fill him up full of fucking amphetamine. And they send him off running.
The amazing thing, though, is that Kamala is so inadequate that she can't even rule from the shadows.
It's scary, isn't it?
She's shit.
Imagine being so shit that you can't secretly take over from a man that just doesn't know whether to have a shit or a haircut.
I know.
I mean, it sounds like I'm taking the piss, and I am. But genuinely, it's a fucking shame. Those airplane steps. 3 times he fucking fell. No one went and helped him.
They need to time a heroic accident ready for the next election so that someone else can step in such a manner, you know, where they...
How heroic can you get? You know, drowned in the bath.
I don't know, yeah.
Trod on his dog's squeaky toy and had a heart attack. I mean, what the fuck are they going to do? Sniffed the wrong child.
Just really poorly rotoscope his head on, like saving kids from a fire.
So when he did that, the second debate, oh, thank you, Liz. Liz has donated £4.49.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Bless you. I think it was the second debate, like the first debate, he really struggled. I mean, so did Trump, but Trump was shit. But I think the second debate, they had him pumped full of so much fucking amphetamine. You could see the purple under his eyes. You know.
Whatever he was on, I need some of that shit someday.
But I'm sure they had Trump on some of it as well, because he was all kind of fucking sparky. It's just load the old men up.
Yeah, but Trump was on what he's always on, though, isn't he? There wasn't a huge... In fact, he would have done well to have a little bit more than he usually does.
Biden was supercharged.
Yeah, no. Come on, man.
It's such a shame. It's such a shame for that Paulie. They've just go on now. You're president now. The man can't find his own way at the fucking toilet. He shouldn't be a president. He should be relaxing now. After 80 years in politics, you know, obviously being an incredible bastard, because how else can you be in politics that long and survive and thrive? And now they put an 80. How old is he now? Is he like 80 something? I think.
I don't know.
He's incredibly old, isn't he?
Yeah, is it 70? Someone will tell us. I'll tell you what, say it, and if it's wrong, they'll correct it.
82.
There you go, yeah.
81. My dad's 83. I wouldn't let him run a newsagent's, let alone a fucking country. And my dad's not gone mental yet. You know? A few things are slipping right enough, but I'd trust him over Biden. You wouldn't let Biden go out and get the post, would you?
I genuinely wouldn't.
No, not without supervision.
Oh, here we go. Aphid lip, lefty.
Age is just a number.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that.
We've heard that a lot from you, mate, yeah.
Dirty.
Biscuit Vapes has dropped a tenner in. Thank you. So it's got the floating... What's this? What's this flying thing here? Are these new things? Have you been playing with stickers?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Because we have memberships and they say you can create things. I don't know what these things are. They're very nice. It's a blue thing with a cape. Someone should donate £100 and see what you get for that.
I don't think there is anything.
Shh. I was watching Jay Hayes the other day. You know, the guy that he pops in sometimes, does the vape reviews and does like some funny stuff. Because I love the way the guy is on camera. But someone joined, because I think I joined, like for $2.99 his memberships on YouTube. Because support the guy, because he does stuff that amuses me and informs me. But he was telling one guy, he was like, oh, don't fuck about it, I'll take the $100 one. And what do you get for that? He went, nothing. Nothing. We need to look into those memberships, Graham. People can have stickers. Not real ones.
I don't know how he did the flying potato. He's hacking our channel.
I think it's very, very nice of him anyway. I greatly appreciate it. We need to start doing more shows as well. It's really weird, this YouTube thing. I can't keep tabs on it. Subscribers go up. Views go down. And every week after the show, they take at least 100 views off us. Every week. And we've had it witnessed in the room. Because I think Mark saw it, didn't he? Was it Biscuit Vapes that saw that as well?
Anyone can come over. You guys used to come over at the end of the show and I'll show you. You can watch our views drop off live.
It's just something really, really weird happening. Something really weird. How can we increase subscribers? And I am asking you. How do we increase subscribers and lower views?
I've got 11 followers on YouTube.
It's probably 11,000. They're fucking you, dude. They're fucking you. Oh, Twitter fucks around with me endlessly. Down, up, down, up, down. But a lot of people that follow me get banned or suspended, so they drop off for a bit. And other times you just unfollow people quite accidentally without you doing it. Just happens. I don't remember unfollowing that, but well, you did. Well, you did. Which is always awkward when people say, why did you unfollow me? And I tell them, Graham, Twitter must have done it.
I used to always mute people, but I just block now so often. I
started blocking, and also it gives them a chance to do that. He blocked me, what a snowflake sort of thing, and I get peace and quiet. So it works very well. And yes, Smoke Steve is right. Everyone hit the thumbs up, share, help us out, just break that fucking algorithm.
It really helps. It really, really does. Yeah, if you click, especially whilst we're live.
And Happy Dog, stop thumbing us down, you cunt. Fucking stop it. Up! It's always you. I fucking know it's you. But yeah, it's free to click the thumb. Takes a second of your time, gives a thumbs up. It really does help a lot if you share and thumbs up and all those sort of things. Just encourages YouTube to be less of a dick with us. Because I've said before, I need to dig out that stuff that the guy from Library sent me that shows that, not with us individually, I don't think YouTube have singled us out, but they do grade channels on content and then just suppress you. And I know a lot of our stuff's been getting age restricted, which is really weird. Really, really weird. Apparently the stream's fucked. Quite a few people are saying, but we got good health on our end. Fucking hell, gorgeous George Begonia, $100. He didn't even get a fucking animation.
Oh my God, I don't know why. I think that might be what was causing an issue with the thing then.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. YouTube are going to take a huge fucking lump of that now.
Oh, yeah. I know, we need to start getting people back on Streamlabs.
I don't mind. You know what? That's the price of playing, isn't it? What can you do? Thank you very much, sir. It's much appreciated.
We have to read it, don't we? What does it say? Okay, have you got it there? He said, "Oh, what the heck." Oh, but he's an American, so it's what the heck.
He doesn't swear a lot.
No,
he's a gentleman.
What have we got? It's been a long while since I donated to you, lads.
Well, dude, by the way, if we have another event, we'll let you know in as much time. Hopefully, you'll be able to come and join us again, because it'd be cool. Do the event again the day after, or whatever. Or if you want to look around, we can go for another brew and hang out for a bit.
After that as well, you just don't worry about buying a ticket either way. You
No. He definitely doesn't have to worry about that. But it'd be great if he could come back over and smoke. Steve, you should fly over.
Yes, we were talking about that today, weren't we?
You should definitely fly over, and then in person you can show Graham how to use the desk.
Hey, they can come and see our new room, can't they?
Yes, we are moving to a new studio. Bigger, better equipped, capable of holding up to 80 guests. Separate rooms off it, much better, much nicer. We're hoping to move very, very soon. So there might be some disruption when we get the internet and everything sorted out, because there's a lot of work to be done. But yeah, it's going to be bigger, better. Yeah, just bigger and better. So hopefully we'll have a nice big space for us all to hang out in very, very soon. I am very much looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to trying to get it all decorated and kitted out and building these sets. We've got a big pile of fucking timber here, but we can't start building until we're up there.
Reality check today as well. Stephen was like, "This has all got to go, Graham." I was like, "Oh, that's it. Is that going to be another one of them where you disappear for a week?"
Well, Stephen's not going to carry it, is he?
No, he's not.
I'm 49 now.
I thought you were 56.
I know you thought that, but I'm 49 despite appearances.
I know how old you are.
So I can't carry it.
Yeah.
You're not 40 yet.
Stephen's right, though. Volunteers. Maybe we could get some triggerists now.
Oh, yeah. Would you like to come to Manchester and carry some shit for us?
Do you know what, though? Do you know what? We're all too old, aren't we? Maybe we could get the triggerists to send their kids down.
I don't think they're going to do that, Graham.
Oh, they'll all be in the 30s, won't they?
Even so.
Even so.
They don't want you slobbering all over them.
Go hang around. Graham wants some help.
But yeah, that'd be really, it's going to be cool in the new space. Like I say, we got over 40 people to the last, it was about 40 people to the last meet space. And that was the limit.
We sold out, yeah. And, you know, this time it'll be bigger guests, bigger everything. Big full day party. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be fucking awesome. Can't wait. We better get on with some more stuff now, aren't we? It's nowhere you've been in this building, Happy Dog. It's nowhere you've been in this building. Trust me. It's something completely different. First thing I wanted to talk about this week, so we've got a few things to talk about, and we've now wasted 25 minutes saying hello and fucking about. Told you that's how it happens. In Germany, there's been a bit of an issue, bit of a situation. It seems that a Red Cross nurse may have injected thousands of people with saline solution instead of the COVID vaccine. Now, some people might say, well, it'll do about the same amount of thing. These were vulnerable people. Now, you might be confident, because apparently the nurse does have a history of being skeptical online. Some people might say it's a good thing, but I put it to you that you're probably not doctors or scientists either. And to deny people something they wanted is as bad as coercing people into having it. And what she's done is very naughty. Now, we should be thankful she didn't pump them full of insulin or something dreadful like that. But the fact is, thousands of people don't have the protection they thought they had. Or even just, they weren't given what they wanted. Regardless of your thoughts. And I've seen online some people defending it, saying she did a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's never a good thing for a medical professional to inject you with something other than you were expecting to be injected by, even if it's harmless. It's not good. But now they've got to get them all back in. About 8,600 residents are thought to have been affected by this. Many of them elderly. It's a rural district, apparently. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. because it's foreign, and I don't do foreign very well. Friesland, there we go. I'll say it anyway. The district of Friesland. So where do you stand on this, out of interest? Do you think that, well, it's fine, the vaccines don't work anyway, fuck it? Or are you like me thinking, no, this is a whole new meaning of wrong, they shouldn't be doing these things? It's a doctor and nurse's duty, if they're there to give vaccines, to give vaccines. It's like saying I don't trust the polio vaccination. I gave everyone a vitamin shot. That's great until some cunt gets polio. So this isn't good. Where do you stand on this, Graham?
Look, right. I don't think if you want to take the vaccine, you don't want to take the vaccine. In my humble opinion, that should be completely on you.
Absolutely.
And it's really not. No, she did the right thing. It was awesome. Do it for the lols, man. And she's a fucking hero.
What did you inject them with? Cooking oil?
Yeah, she's made these 4chan wankers look like absolute noobs, hasn't she?
Yeah.
She's out there in the real world.
She's going to wind up with a longer sentence than most 4chan wankers as well.
Getting the saline.
Fucking shocking that, though, in reality.
Oh, no, it's awful. And the problem is as well, for me, I'm not against the vaccine, but I'm against the vaccine passport.
Yeah, 100%.
And until the passport is not a thing, I won't even be considering getting the vaccine. I don't want to be. I'd rather be one of the many people, one of the nots, to be against it. But I've got no issues with it. But dicks like this are just making. Dicks like this make reasonable positions seem more ridiculous.
The only reason. Oh, Tom, thank you. That's £1.99. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Why did you get a fucking sticker for that? So Gorgeous George gives us like fucking 100 bones. Gets fuck all. Tom gives us 190, which is still very nice, but he gets
It's a new thing. It's so new. I can't.
What is that? Is that a naked child with wings? What the fuck?
I don't know.
What the fuck's going on?
Stop sending us children, please.
Happy Dog says, Hayden, bad example. Gates killed thousands of Indian kids with his polio vaccine. He'd have killed more with cooking oil. Always got to look on the bright side. Just saying, you're being a bit of a negative Nancy there, a bit of a glass half full kind of guy. How many did he save? Not nearly as many as he killed, actually. Yes, Graham.
Oh, it's nothing for this new super sticker thing. You can do super chats or super stickers.
Oh.
But it's the super stickers have cocked up the whole API, so we're not getting any dildos through, and I can't pull it on screen or anything. I'm not happy.
Fucking YouTube.
I know. I'm not happy. They've completely wrecked the API. It's my night ruined, by the way.
Gerard says, when courts block suing vaccine companies, why would you ever take it? That wouldn't stop me taking it, not in a fucking second.
Here's the thing, man. I think people should have had access to it in March 2020. In terms of the vaccine, you say it's experimental. It's like, no, for me, it should have been there from the go, because it was developed weeks after COVID hit. We should have had it there and then, or at least had access to it. Full informed, yeah, it's experimental. We don't know the long-term effects yet, but if you want it, you can get it. For me, the government pissed away a whole year.
Yeah.
For us to now be in this ridiculous situation.
What I find fascinating with the vaccines is if you look at the people that have become ill off them or anything else, the mRNA vaccines are apparently less detrimental to your health than the traditional vaccine, which is the AstraZeneca one, which is made from monkey AIDS. It might not be AIDS. I think monkey flu. They found a monkey with a flu, possibly an ape with a cold, and they scraped bits off it and made that into the vaccine. And they pumped you full of monkey AIDS. And that's why the AstraZeneca people are getting the blood clots, because your body doesn't like the monkey AIDS. And if YouTube flag this as fake news, I'll be very surprised. That's an informed fucking decision right there. That's information. So you might not get the COVID, but you might get the monkey AIDS. How are you on monkey AIDS, Graham?
I don't know. I don't think I've got it. Why are you bothering me with that? I don't know.
I need to know.
I'm stressing about the dildo. Apparently George got it, but no one else.
Do you know what, mate? Let it go.
But it's what I'm here for. Look,
Let it go.
look at all this stress. Look, this is my life.
Let it go. It's fine.
Well, I can at least say thanks for subscribing, Lone Wanderer.
He usually fucks it up anyway. I don't know why he's getting so stressed about YouTube fucking it up. It's usually him. Have you heard of chat control? Have you guys heard of chat control? This is very interesting. BitChute. Let me know about this. Ray from BitChute. The EU have passed a bill which lets providers search all private chats, messages and emails automatically for suspicious content, generally and indiscriminately. So they can just let an AI bot loose to look at everything you say and do in private. The stated aim is to prosecute child pornography. The result is actually just mass surveillance of everyone. When this was tested, I believe it might have been in Belgium. I don't have that information to hand. They had an 86% failure rate. That's quite high. They have greater success by trying to find pedos the normal ways. They try and find pedos with stings and things like that. So they're saying now that every email provider, chat provider, and everything else can monitor every message you make. Now, you might think, well, that's not so bad because they probably won't want to. So it's okay. The EU have thought of that. They think of everything. In the autumn of this year, they're proposing that there will be follow-up legislation that will compel providers to do this. They will have to. They will have to look through all messages, emails, private chats, everything else. Now, you might be thinking, I've got nothing to worry about. But really, you have. It's privacy. It's important. It's very important. Now, they'll tell you, is your privacy as important as protecting children? Yeah, because they're not protecting children by doing this. Most of what they're going to pick up is angry parents going, oh, these fucking kids. And that'll be it. Yeah, that'll be the trigger. Or, you know, you're sending your grandma a picture of your kid in the bath. Child pornography. You know, your kid on the beach. That's the sort of shit that will get flagged and caught. And then some complete bellum at fucking Google will be reading your shit. Because it won't go straight to the police. It'll be vetted by professionals. And by professionals, I mean a call center in India. Places like that will be looking through all of your private correspondence. EU, they're all about freedom, Graham, and democracy. And keeping tabs on you. A great many evil things are done when people say, think of the kids. Stop thinking of the kids. Educate parents. Give them tools to look after their kids. You know, yeah, there are pedos fucking everywhere, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But for fuck's sake, this is not the way. Aren't we giving away enough freedoms? Aren't we giving away everything now? The emergency powers we gave away under COVID, do you think we're really going to get those back? Do you think they're ever going to let go of that? Of course they're not. Why would they? They have more power. This push for electric cars, great, but the technology in them means you'll be tracked everywhere you go. So automatically, and I guarantee this isn't tinfoil hattery, this shit's going to happen. It's what they do to new drivers now. They make them fit a black box so they can have insurance that monitors the speed that you do and where you go. And then when we inevitably have another COVID lockdown in 10 years' time, they'll be able to tell you where you can go. I saw a TomTom car out there earlier, and it said, for our autonomous future, self-driving cars, which apparently is a nirvana. It won't be. Won't be a nirvana at all. Just, they know everything now. Now, you might say, well, if you've got, you know, mobile phone, they can track you. They can follow you. They know everything you do. It's my choice if I take that with me. It's up to me. I can turn all that off, as much as I know I can turn off. But I can just leave that phone at home. I can leave that phone at my parents' place. Go off, do what I want. I don't need it. It's not forced upon me. It's my choice. choice. We're having it taken away from us, and we're giving it away because, well, I'm doing the right thing. People seem to want more government now, and I don't get that. I'll never get that, because before all this shit, if Boris Johnson told you the sky was fucking blue, you'd go out and have a look. Now it's like, look after us, Boris. Boris? You want him to look after you? I mean, great, he's all very funny, and the guy brushes his hair with a fucking balloon, but I don't want him looking out over everything I fucking do, or certainly not the civil servants behind him. We know that oaf doesn't fucking pay attention to anything. So we're giving all this shit away, and this is the EU, that great democratic beacon of hope. I was told that we were insane for wanting to leave. Well, yeah, it's all for the kids, right? It's going to be good. We're going to save loads of kids from pedos. We're going to save loads of them, because once we've caught them, well, they won't be welcome anywhere, will they? They won't be welcome anywhere. It just won't happen, Graham. Apart from when it does. Because moving on almost to something else here, there really is a concerted push to normalise paedophilia, to make us accept it. It's quite clever how they're doing it. For example, there was a man on Twitter who caught my attention because a woman asked him, what is a woman? This was his response. I'm not intimating Zachary's a pedo for this response, by the way, so. A person who, now remember, this is what is a woman. A person who exists in a discursive framework, usually created in dialogue between that person and their surrounding culture, that identifies them as a woman. That framework looks different at different times, in different places, and for different people. I know a shorter answer, but that was the answer Zachary gave for what is a woman. So naturally that caught my attention, because that's a whole big pile of bullshit to say, well, fuck, I can't answer that without admitting trans women. What can I do? So he came out with all that bullshit. I'm sure he's big on gender studies. But we've seen all this before. But then it was brought to my attention by a podcast called The Turvan Crier. And of course, Ripex for Nutmeg, an account we salute regularly for the hours and hours and hours they put into that gender identity nonsense. I find out that Zachary Hertz helped edit Feminist Legal Theory Journal. So what the fucking hell's that? Well, this led to a chap whose name is, and I am assuming his gender, Joseph J. Fischel. Joe, to his friends, I assume, is Associate Professor of Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies at Yale University. He's Associate Professor of Women's Studies. It's a bloke. It never ends. He's the author of Sex and Harm in the Age of Consent. He also wrote a paper called Per Se or Power, Age and Sexual Consent. Any red flags yet, guys? I'm getting them. This was for the Yale Journal of Law and Feminism. The entire paper is basically about taking apart the age of consent and looking at lowering it. Who would want to do that, I wonder? People that just want to empower young people to have sex with older people? I couldn't guess.
You see, I'm not against papers being written about the age of consent, but maybe by a historian talking about how it's been in the past, or a legal analysis. But the second, like, a gender studies or a feminist does it, it's like, why?
Feminist.
Why are you getting involved with this?
They're always men feminists.
Yeah, it's male feminists going, I'm going to write a paper on the age of consent. It's like, why though? Why? What do you have to add to it, other than
that you want to fuck kids?
Yeah, well, we're going to break down boundaries.
Yeah,
it's okay.
So I'm not intimating that everyone that writes this sort of thing is a paedophile. Obviously, because that would be wrong. I'd get sued. So, wrote that paper, and apparently it's about establishing an affirmative consent standard for sex between minors and adults. resist the conservative appropriation of child protection discourse to prevent homophobic and anti-sex policies. The age of sexual majority/citizenship should be 12. He thinks you should be allowed to fuck 12-year-olds. One of the quotes is, a child's innocence is rather like the purity of the virginal woman, which is the object of a certain male sexual desire, attractive for being that which is not yet, but can be corrupted. That's from a guy called Archard. Official commentary on this quote: child sexuality is often read as child sexual abuse, without nuance for age difference, sexual practices, the relationship of the persons involved, or any other factors relevant to the encounter or relationship. Talking about fucking kids. Not fucking kids. Fucking kids. Depends on the relationship, doesn't it? Might get on really well. That kid and the pedo should be fine. Should be fine.
He really cared about her, Hayden.
Oh, yeah. Well, the claim is also made that boys suffer less harm from sexual encounters with adults than girls. So that's fine.
It's slightly less traumatic, I guess.
What sets a boy up for life more than being buggered by an older man? Now, you might think these are all outliers. These are all insane people. What if I told you that someone who advises governments on sexuality and things of that nature shared very similar views in this country? You might think I was making it up. Graham?
Famous filmmaker Derek Jarman, who sadly has died, he told me when he was about 50 that he had had sex with a young man when he was 9 years old. He said it was his choice. He said he wasn't pressured or manipulated. He said he had no regrets about that sexual experience. So my view is, that's what he's saying. It's his personal view as an adult, mature man looking back on his childhood. If he says that, who am I or you to dispute it? Now, I accept that most sex involving young people is abusive and wrong. His view is perhaps exceptional, but it's not a view that should be dismissed and denied. If an adult person looks back on an early sexual experience and says they consented to it, they were not pressured, they were not harmed, they have no regrets or complaint, I think we should do the honest thing and accept their viewpoint.
Peter Tatchell, admitting that, yes, much sexual interaction with children is abuse, but we can't ignore stories of people that enjoyed it. We can. Because I don't think he was all right after that. I don't think he was ever all right again. Peter Tatchell has form in this area. He's walked it back a few times, but you can go and look him up. There's letters he wrote to The Guardian and other things. Not that I'm accusing Peter Tatchell of being a paedophile. I just think he's got some very pedo-adjacent ideas that he really should keep to his fucking self. This being one of them. Now, we're getting back to Zachary Hertz. Remember I mentioned Zachary Hertz? He helped edit that paper on lowering the age of consent. The virtuous Zachary Hertz. The right-on, woke as fuck Zachary Hertz. So he helped edit a paper dedicated to looking at ways kids could legally be fucked. It seems to me there's a big thread of this now with very vocal TRAs, and not trans. We're not talking about trans people tonight. TRAs, who often aren't trans anyway, being linked to wrong-uns. They're either a wrong-un, they're married to wrong-uns, They're connected to wrong uns. The parents are wrong uns. There seems to be a thread of the more vocal ones that we know of. Now, there's been a big push for non-offending paedophiles, or as I prefer to call them, not caught yet paedophiles, because I don't fucking trust them. They're paedophiles. You can't trust paedophiles. And there are organizations that try and help further the idea that they're not all violent offenders. One of them is such as Prostasia, an American child protection organization. They're a child protection organization whose founder, I don't have his name here at the minute, Jeremy something or other, tried to blackmail Sarah Fillmore because she exposed that he'd hired a sex offender, convicted sex offender. He tried to blackmail her with, cancellation and ruination and all things like that. But Sarah, being Sarah, just printed the entire, she just shared the entire email exchange. Takes away his power straight away, doesn't it? Bear in mind, I did just say this is a child protection organization. Charitable organization in the United States of America that's all about child protection, and they just happen to have a section on their forums for sex dolls. And they support the idea of child sex dolls because they think that stops people offending. The head honcho guy is Jeremy Malcolm, by the way. He tried to blackmail her. So I had a look at some of the other people involved in Prostasia. Megan Ingerman. She's a program director. She, her. Glad they shared that. Childcare and child development specialist. And kink educator. She likes age play and things like that. Kink educator. Maggie McNeil. She's director of Prostasia. She, her. Writer, former librarian, and sex worker. Prostitute. That's who I want protecting kids. But my favourite of all of them is James Cantor, who is an advisor. He, him. Clinical psychologist, neuroscientist, director of the Toronto Sexuality Centre. Very popular with some of the gender-critical crowd, because he does have very gender-critical views. Fair enough. He also helped organise a letter that was sent to Twitter to encourage them to allow non-offending paedophiles to post on their platform because it would be good for them. It would help them not offend. James Cantor, he also would like to see P in the alphabet people. So it would be LGBTQA plus P for paedophile. When you get a warm, fuzzy feeling marching next to them cunts at Pride. Hey? That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it? Here we are. We have the bisexuals, the pansexuals, demisexual, the paedophiles. Bunch of sweaty, fucking horrible middle-aged men. He says it's good for them to be on a platform which allows 13-year-old people to use it. I'm sure it's entirely coincidental that it's reported there was a marked increase on child exploitation media, child porn, being found on Twitter. I'm sure it's just a complete coincidence because all these are non-offending paedophiles. We don't have the bad paedophiles on Twitter. Just the non-offending paedophiles. And they have quite the movement. Many of them claim to be minors. They're not minors. That's dirty old men pretending to be kids on the internet so they can talk to other kids. Do not be fooled for a fucking minute by the anime avatar. Or whatever wretched fucking Japanese cartoons they come from. Don't be fooled for a fucking minute. Those are fucking men that like shitting in nappies and having a wank. That's what they are. And they want to fuck your kids. And they're on Twitter with the blessings of Twitter. And if you tell them that they're a nonce and they're better off dead, you will probably get a 12-hour suspension. because we've got to look out for the pedos. Of course, it doesn't end there. The constant push to normalise the abnormal is around all of us. I'm not talking about consenting adults doing things to each other. Whatever the fuck consenting adults do, more power to you. If your sexuality is same-sex attraction, bisexuality, whatever it might be, just more power to you. You should never be discriminated against in any way, shape or form for that. I mean, if you're a furry, I just have no tolerance for you whatsoever, because you guys are just fucking weird. And that's a strong suspicion. A great deal of you are fucking pedos as well. If you don't like that, remember to complain. To whoever you like, you dirty fucking bastards, I don't care. But what we're seeing is these guys, the pedos, pushing in behind other movements, and we're seeing it quite a lot now. This has been going on since time immemorial. In the UK, we had Pi. In America, they had Nambla. It never stops. It never ends. They're pushed to tell you that they're okay. They can be trusted. Yeah, they might think sexual thoughts about your kids, but they never act on it. They would never rape a child. And they're being honest when they say that, because they don't think it has to be rape. Remember that when you talk to them. This is important. If you engage them on Twitter, they will tell you that you're a bad person. You don't care about child protection. They do. They care a lot about protecting kids. They will tell you this. And they will tell you they would never rape a child. But you ask them. You ask them if all sex with children is rape, which it fucking is. They won't want to answer that, most of them. They won't want to answer that, because the friends will be watching. This is the language they use. This is how they go about it. It doesn't have to be rape. It can be something beautiful. And people wonder why I want them turned into fucking fertilizer. This whole push for keeping girls prepubescent on puberty blockers, that's an argument you can have regarding gender identity. There's a lot of people supporting that would like that to happen for different reasons. Like it or not, they're there. These monsters will always be there, and they want to fuck your kids, but they want to be accepted. They call it a sexuality. There's a big push going on. You might not see it in your little bubbles on Twitter. Go and have a look. Go and have a look and see what you are surrounded on. See, I always laugh when people say, you know, you're the lively guy, you profited off death and murder and all this shit, and they tell me that on Twitter. A site that lets crush fetishists post. Crush fetishists. Had to kill animals slowly on video by squashing them while people have a wank while they watch. Let furries on it. Degenerates that masturbate in nylon fursuits. Pedophiles. People that gaslight lesbians. You've got to suck my dick, it's a lady dick. All this shit's going on. The pedos are right fucking there. And make no mistake, it's there. It's real. It's happening. You go and have a look. You're fucking surrounded by them on there. And Facebook. Facebook actively protect them. Actively protect pedophiles. Ain't it fucking wonderful? Can't beat a cheery story, can you? Sets the mood. They're really out there, though, guys. They're really out there. You know about the pedos, don't you, Graham?
Yeah, I've got to say as well, the Raw Speak has sent you quite a lot of tweets. You know the video you put out to tonight's one? I'm sorry, I can't really summarise it, but it's very well. But the International Women's Health Coalition, that lots and lots of big companies have signed up to, have actually got Part 14, and I double-checked this as well, they've got that adolescents shouldn't be criminalised for sex and stuff, and he's like, they're all, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of that is so that 2 15-year-olds that have sex don't get done for it.
I was just in the middle of, like, going through it all now, but I'm only mentioning it so that you know I have told him, and I'm sure he'll
thanks for letting us. I mean, some of those laws do make sense. 2 kids that have sex probably aren't criminalising them, probably isn't going to help the world. The problem is of how the legislation will be placed for that will allow adults in there as well.
It's the wording of
it's the fine print that'll fucking get you. Because that's how it will be presented. Yeah, and that's the argument they rely on. Well, we're just thinking about kids. We don't want kids to get in trouble. We're just thinking about that, and that's not all they're thinking about at all.
Yeah, it was laws limiting legal capacity of adolescents. That's how they've worded it, which is, it is worrying. The legal capacity, like limiting legal capacity of adolescents. That is very, very nerve-wracking in terms of, let's just throw that in there, because you're then saying that adolescents can
have autonomy.
Yeah, it's not.
Well, you see it on Twitter. They say like, "Oh, you just don't give your kids any privacy." Yeah, no. Do you know what? I fucking don't. My 9-year-old son's got a phone. I know everything that happens on that phone, every single fucking thing that happens on that phone, and I know where he is. If he's got his phone with him, you're damn fucking right, I do. He's 9, and he asked me when he'll be able to install apps on his own and do his own thing. 28.
My little one's been watching creepypastas, and I've told her not to. She keeps getting.
I love catching him. I don't mention that. So far, I've got to be honest, he's been really good.
Yeah.
He's been really good. His YouTube thing's full of horror film trailers and shit, but you know, whatever. He doesn't have nightmares, so I don't care. It's fine. And he knows about the film stuff and how it works.
You know the red bar you get at the bottom of a video when you've watched it on YouTube? All the Roblox funny stuff, fully red bars, all the creepypastas. It's just a little bit at the start, and she goes, no, like that. So I don't mind.
But I'll tell you one thing, of course my child doesn't have privacy. Children don't need privacy. They need parents that look out for them and care for them. And when they're of an age where they should have privacy, they will prove their trustworthiness to you. But you don't let children, like, oh, you're 14 now, that's it, off you go. What can you do? At 14, if I'd have had that kind of autonomy, I'd have been in prison. So why would I let my son do that?
I did have it, and I ended up in foster care.
That's how this shit works out.
It ain't right. I needed to be parented.
You know, yeah, we all want to be like our kid's best friend, but I'm not really his friend. I'm his dad. It's my responsibility to keep him safe at all times. That's my one job in the fucking world. You know, keep him safe at all times. But you do see them online going, you need to let your kids have privacy and things. No, because creepy fuckers like you will be talking to him. I don't want that. I don't want that because you're all fucking wrong-uns. And as far as I'm concerned, you should all, well, basically, we should just fucking shoot lawyers. That's a ban.
I got Biscuit Vapes just said there that his daughter's got a Chromebook and it's got good. I might have a look at that actually because I'm worried about that. I want to.
Well, for like Junior's Android phone.
Yeah.
We have Google Family on that, and that's it. It's locked down fucking tight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have a look at that.
You know, luckily on his PlayStation and YouTube, he doesn't try and wipe his history or anything like that, so that's good. I don't check him all the time. I don't have to.
No.
But when I do, I want to know because I want to keep him safe. You know, it's like he knows he's watched my guitar videos. He knows he's not to watch Trigger Warning. I think he's probably watched a bit of it.
You have to. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I told you not to watch this.
Oh, yeah.
I know it sounds like when Daddy's had a drink and he's on the phone to Graham.
My daughter heard me moaning about it to you yesterday, didn't she? She was. I'll turn the corner and she was just there going, oh, 'cause I was having a good whinge. Should see this mess, Aidan.
You grassed me up, Dad.
She was looking at me like, oh.
You told that to Hayden.
I know.
Chromebooks are really good, though. I'm going to get Junior one.
Yeah, I mean,
Christmas.
Yeah, it's probably sold me on one. Not yet. A couple of years.
Well, it's
yeah.
Christmas for Junior because he can use it for like the school stuff and he can watch his YouTube videos and he's just got another fucking device to empty my wallet and do all the other thing, like all the consoles that he's surrounded by constantly. I'm sure I'm paying for shit that I don't even know about now. I'm sure I am.
At least you're not as bad as Stephen, though, hey? With his kids. The shit that I find.
I've been paying for that for 5 years.
He just sends me the login and I'm like, mate, you've spent about $3,000 on this so far. What is it? I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, I'm cancelling it.
Is this any use to us?
Could have gone to Disney for that.
Spudsy says he could accept a 19-year-old getting off with a 14 to 16-year-old so long as they knew they were in the wrong and didn't continue on that path. Now, I think if anyone who's over 18 that's an adult fucks a kid, that's it. Just fucking, you are in trouble. I'm fine with that. If two 15-year-olds have sex, or a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old, you know, whatever, you know, just let the parents ground them. You know, let the parents fucking... Stephen's just sighed.
I know, I saw that.
Take the piss, will you?
Take the piss.
You're going to get a bumpy fucking ride next week, mate.
After today, he's getting a bumpy month.
He's been lovely to you today.
He was. Everything off camera was amazing.
He wasn't even that bad on camera.
No, well... Yeah.
Didn't call you a paedophile.
No.
I'm calling you a paedophile.
Yeah, you saved that.
You are a paedophile.
He did call me a Nazi in several different ways.
That's not unreasonable, though.
I'm quite upset that I forgot my vape tonight. I keep watching you going, oh.
These are cracking little things.
Yeah, but I can hear it dead clear every time you take it.
These really are very good. I keep all my big vape stuff at home now. And I truck about with that. And this little thing, it's fantastic. It's good. And you forgot yours, didn't you?
Yeah. Well... It still needs cleaning and stuff. And
it's like a coffee tobacco flavour in there. It's very good. I'm enjoying it quite a lot.
See, I was going to clean my vape, but I was too busy doing notes for Stephen that he didn't read.
Stephen had it under control.
I know. I'm going to stop doing them now. He's good to go.
Graham, we've actually covered all the stories we were supposed to cover. Hold on a second. What's this? Oh, it's just James Dreyfus taking the piss out of me being northern. I'll deal with that later. Everyone thinks he's posh. I spoke to him on the phone, sounds like fucking Dot Cotton. All right, mate. Oh, yeah. That's how he really speaks. Don't fall for all that posh shit. He's still got to buy a fucking microphone, that fella, so we can start that horror podcast.
Get him down, do the first episode in person. That'll give him a good kick up the ass.
I don't know if he'll come to the north.
Well, you know, he's probably got someone he needs to visit up here at some point.
I bet he's got 6 toes on each hand.
Yeah.
Inbred, innit? Inbred. No offence. Guys, that's about it. We're all done. It's time to go. But yeah, we'll have to see if we can get James up. Actually, he'd be a really good guest as well.
Yeah, be a great first episode as well for your podcast. It'll give you a nice kick. Like even if he's not bought his mic, that can just be because the thing about your horror podcast, it's not topical, is it? So
no, not in the slightest.
We could record the first episode here and then sit on it for a month.
The Raw Geek said horror podcast. They basically. Yeah. I've announced this. We were going to start it before when we're just waiting, but he's had a film job come up. Basically, it's just about us talking about the horror films that we grew up with, the times, the situations around the films, and our favourite films. We're not reviewing them or critiquing them. We're just going to wallow in that sort of 80s video nostalgia, late 70s, 80s nostalgia of what it meant to us at the time and the films that were special and why they were and things like that. So I'm genuinely looking forward to doing that, A, because it's something a bit different, B, because I genuinely like James. I think he's a really cool guy, and C, I think it'd just be wonderful to talk about. So if you're into horror films, hopefully you'll be into that. Happy Dog says, when are you going to interview Tom Six again? Don't know. He's a little preoccupied at the minute because he's struggling to get his film distributed. Like really struggling. We contributed to the video that he's put out full of fans saying we want to see the Anania Club. We all want to see it, and we do, but for some reason just people aren't wanting to release it. It's too dark, the market's not right, etc, etc. But he has told me he will definitely come back on. Just when, I don't know, because we've been talking about it for about a couple of years now. But it'd be nice to get him back on. I'd really like to talk to Tom again. He was a lot of fun to talk to last time. And he's a proper dirty bastard. I do like him. I do like Tom Six. Got a lot of time for Tom. So once we can get him on here, we will, or at least onto the interview side of Alt Feed. I think that'd be really cool. Hopefully once he can tell us that he's secured a distribution deal for his film. No, Roggy, as far as I know, we've not got any hard plans for it. We just know that's what we want to talk about. Maybe there'll be guests, maybe, I'm not sure. At the minute, we just know that we want to do it. But it's making it work with everyone's schedule that's a bit tricky. But hopefully we will get around to it, because I really do fancy doing that. I really do fancy doing that. EW, if you mean Tom Six, he doesn't have a new movie out. He's made one about a year or two back. Just can't get distribution for it. Just can't get it. No, that's it. The Anani Club. He can't get distribution. Even though, wouldn't it be a no-brainer just to stick on the front of the box from the director of the Human Centipede series? I mean, those films went gangbusters, didn't they? Apparently not. Apparently not. What a great time to get into the film business, Graham.
I know, yeah. What was it we were looking at doing? Brutal horror movie.
That's the ticket.
With your name attached to it as well.
Can't fail.
Yeah, everyone loves you. You've been on the BBC, haven't you?
Yeah.
Media darling, you.
That's me. A couple of times. A few times. Not for about 3-4 years, though. I'm old hat now. Might get away with it now. Who knows? I don't think... Yeah, Tom's a bit controversial. He fucking loves being controversial. He lives for that shit. You know, that's what Tom is. Guys, we got to go. It's time. We got to go. I've got to go home. I've got things to do tomorrow. Graham's got to come here and work. I've got to go and have a cup of coffee with Stephen, talk about Graham. Yeah.
I know, yeah. Today when Steve was like, you can come if you want. It's like, oh, well, how's your TikTok getting done then? Or the interview that you've just done?
And also, it will be up near sort of Ashton Way, so, I mean, how would you get there? You know?
I'm not doing that.
Ah, it's a long ride.
Fuck that.
Especially when you got things to do.
Yeah. I've got that interview that will suddenly be released to everyone's surprise. I got some good cutaways for it as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a good interview. You should definitely check that out. That'll be on Stephen's channel, won't it? Stephen Englander. Go and subscribe, drop him a like. And as for us, subscribe, hit the bell. Do keep up with us through the week. I'm at Hayden Hewitt. He's at Graham Booth on the Twitter, the hell site full of pedos and shit. We'll be on there. And we'll be back next week with another trigger warning. Remember to check out the International Pub and Stephen's show as well. Till then, guys, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.